and my hours varies depending on how my players does, and then depending on there are so many different jobs in the world nowadays. It's a very different than like 20, 30 years ago. As we know, nowadays everybody talk about AI. So
But I assume they eat strategically too. I'm
it
really
depends on
curious
who
about
you're gonna
this.
ask. Some players, if you're younger players, they can eat anything and they'll be fine.
Yeah.
And some players, even younger, they still very.
Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back to the Pickleball Bros podcast. We have Mark and Eric here, and today we have a very special guest. He's coming all the way from Korea, certified PPA physio trainer. So, welcome, James. James is a licensed physical therapist, athletic trainer, and PPR certified pickleball coach. He has been specializing in athletic training, physical therapy, and strength and condition training for professional, college, high school, and recreational athletes since 2013. He's worked with the USA Water Ski Show Team, Disney ESPN Worldwide of Sports in Orlando, Orlando Waves, ABA Basketball, Florida Tropics, Major League Indoor Soccer, MLS, very nice, Birmingham Iron Alliance of American Football, and fan controlled football in Atlanta. Also, he was a part of PPA, APP, and USAPA National as a medical personnel. Okay, he has a BS in athletic training and physical therapy and shares his passion for injury prevention and performance enhancement with all his clients and has published the effect of kinesio tape on lower extremity functional movement screen scores of the International Journal of Exercise. Welcome, James.
Thanks so much.
That's so impressive.
Thank you. So I work for the Major League Soccer Chicago Fire football club until 2014 December. So the last year, 2025 January, I started working for PPA and APP Pros licenses for athletic training and then physical therapy.
Okay, great. So my first question is, so who is James An, and how did you get involved with pickleball?
So my name is James An, and I'm originally from Korea. I moved to US in 2008 for studying more sports medicine. And after that, I always want to work with some high-level elite pro. Got through a lot of different sports and professional organizations, and I have enjoyed all that. Pickleball in 2000, when the COVID happened, I used to play a lot of basketball, and then when it happened, I couldn't play basketball anymore, and then I found pickleball at the YMCA in the United States. I've been playing for the last 5 years. I was fortunate to work with pro players. It was a 2022, I think. It was a USAP national tournament. I was working for the medical department for the pro side. So that's when I have met a lot of high level pickleball players, including like Ben Johns, Tyus McGuffin, Pierce Todd, and some more like high level players at that time. So I really enjoyed it, and
Paris Todd and Hunter Johnson, yes?
yeah.
Okay, great.
Did the job just land in your lap, or did you actively pursue to get these?
So a couple years ago, when I found that job for the USAP National Championship, I was so excited. I applied for the job. I waited for 2 days, and then I didn't hear anything. So I contacted the person and I called the person and I asked him, I have applied 2 days ago. Why I've not heard anything from you guys? I really, really want to work for this event. And then uh, he told me that I live in North Carolina, but the event was in Palm Springs, so it was a West Coast and East Coast, so it's too far. I don't want you to travel too much, and then that kind of like excuse that he didn't contact me. So I was like, no, I don't care how far I am. I really want to work for this event, and I just fully committed. Whenever you say it, I will just make all the plan. I'll be there for a whole week, and I'm so excited to work for it. And then he said, like, all right, if you really like to work for it, so I will give it to you. And then he gave me a chance to work with a lot of pros, and I was so excited. I told all my friends I'm gonna see all pros, and I brought a couple like paddles to get signed by some of the pros, especially for Ben Johns. I want to say I was very fortunate.
Wow. Talk about sticking to your guns. That's an amazing story. I really like that you just kind of push yourself, you kind of force yourself through the door and it worked.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't usually hear those stories, but I'm glad it worked out for you.
yeah.
Okay, so before I forget, how we met James is Eric and I went to the Youngjae pickleball tournament in Busan, and we got to meet James there, play against him in practice matches. And you're a very good pickleball player, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much. I've been playing for 5 years, and I love to watch pickleball, and I love to study pickleball. And then I've been teaching last couple of years at the Lifetime too, also. So I have a good experience, and I just love pickleball. So I just want to get better. So.
So, what kind of responsibilities do you have when you are a PPA physio trainer? And what are the hours like?
So, well, the first of all, I'm not working for PPA or APP. I'm working for specific pros that I have contract with it. So all I have to take care of my players. However, if something happened, I'm willing to help any other like organization or players because I'm a medical person. I'm definitely responsible for anything that I can help, and my hours varies depending on how my players does, and then depending on the tournament schedule. So I have sometimes long day, sometimes short day. But luckily last year I had a long week. It means Paris, Todd, and Hunter Johnson mainly. When I worked with them, they made it to the like semis and finals and stuff. So that I had to stay with them for a whole week. So it was a great experience for me.
Okay, so like my image of, a physio trainer is like at some tournaments, even in Japan, there's a table and like just people and players come randomly and say, "Oh, this hurts," or "This part is kind of uncomfortable. Can you help me?" So it's not exactly like that.
No, actually, both PPA and APP nowadays they have their own like athletic trainer or somebody medical person they can talk to, and then they can get some treatment. So that's not my portion of duties. Uh, my duty is more focused on like my players mainly, and then whenever they don't have like matches and other things, I give them either stretches or some give like a massage or something to keep it up that their body warm or their muscles like not too sore or recover well enough during the day, and then in the evening before they go to bed, they'll normally get some treatment. And then when they wake up before they come to the venue, they normally get some treatment. So morning and evening we have some treatment at home, but during the day we're doing like a short treatment or short stretches at the venue, and I normally bring my own table.
That's a lot of work. Morning all the way through, and then nighttime as well.
Still, to me, like my full-time job, I used to work at the clinic as a physical therapist. It was like 40 hours per week, and then it's 8 hours per day. To me, that felt like a more work than this work because I don't work continuously like 8 hours. I work a little bit, but I go out, watch their like matches, or sometimes I help them like warm ups and other stuff. So it's a more enjoyable, like easy work for me. Morning and evening, I have to work on their treatment a little bit, but it's still not too long treatment, and then it's kind of easy kind of work. To me, it's not. It doesn't feel like it's work.
Do you believe playing the game gives you more insight on physio, in pickleball, on pickleball pros other than other physios? Does it help you do your job better?
Uh, to me, that's kind of relevant, but in my opinion, yes. If I know the sports, it's easier to understand their biomechanics and then the injury prevention. And then I talk to my players a lot of pickleball, and I ask them a lot of questions, and they ask me a lot of questions, and we have like a lot of like communication for the pickleball. So we understand each other, and then I think that's how we connected together very well because we are all like pickleball people. So we want to talk about pickleball, and I want to learn more from them, and then they want to find out how they can play longevity without getting hurt. So that kind of communication, and I think one of the biggest reason that I worked with Paris Todd and Hunter Johnson last year because I was so into pickleball, even though I was working for Major League Soccer.
Oh,
I always, when I go to work at the treatment like area, I always turn on the pickleball on TV and I'm watching pickleball while I'm working. So that kind of stuff, I was always into like pickleball. I'm passionate and I love to talk about it. So that kind of thing, like connection between me and like other players, I think that's big help to like work with like pro pickleball players to me.
As the game is progressing, it's a lot faster, I believe, uh, compared to 5 years ago or even 3 years ago. A lot more physical demands on the body, uh, especially in singles. I want to know what kind of injuries do you see that are most common, and are you more into prevention or are you more into like dealing with the injury when it happens? I mean, or is it a balance, that kind of thing?
Luckily, last year we didn't have that many injuries, but especially Paris Todd and Hunter Johnson, they are very high level single players, so they have played a lot of single matches, and it's a lot on their body obviously. I am focusing on like pre injury prevention, but at the same time, I'm more into like put some more of my efforts and times on like recovery because when you get tired, that's a time a lot of injury happen, believe it or not. So I want to make sure their body is not that like very, very like tired or exhausted because injury can happen. Of course, injury can happen anytime, but I think more likely that moment the injury can happen some more. So I'm more focusing on recovery most of the time. And I think only injury the players that I work with like very small like minor injuries that didn't affect their matches that much last year. However, definitely the paddle tech knowledge and then the level of intensity, it's getting like higher and higher every year. So it's a part of the game that they have to work their body to prepare the matches. And it's just not just singles. Nowadays, a lot of players start doing like a lobs and then their drive is great. And they're just the level of game is getting higher. So I think all the players know about it and then they try to prepare it as much as they can.
I try to keep my IT band, the outside muscle of the legs. I try to keep it as soft as possible. So I get a pickleball and I roll it like almost every night after I play, and that seems to work because when that IT band is really tight, it affects my knees. I didn't know that. I thought my knees were bad, but it's not my knees are bad. It's another part. You have any advice for like someone like me? I'm not a pro player, but I will play singles this year. How to prevent injury in
Uh,
singles?
yeah, I cannot wait to watch it. Um, I think most importantly, you need to basically work out. You got to do weights and then you got to do some mobility stuff. So your body is get ready for that high intensity exercise. There's no like shortcut that you can just make your IT bands softer. IT bands will get tighter when you do workout and play pickleball. Unfortunately, that's a part of the game. But if you have a bigger muscles, especially like your glutes and your quads and hamstring area, your body can take more pressure with the muscles, so that IT band doesn't have to take a lot of stress on the area. So that helps IT bands keep it a little. less stress. Basically, a lot of pickle players, they just don't work out. They just go out play. Some people play like 4 or 6 hours per day, but they never work out. They never stretches. So sooner or later, they will have some tear and problem somewhere somehow. So my best recommendation is try to work out regularly, a couple times a week, and then stretch out after matches or after playing, and work on some mobility foam rollers. So many things you can do it. I think if you play decent amount, I think you got to spend more time on other stuff to help out your body.
So I don't have big glutes or hamstrings, so I know where to work out now.
I never touched it. I never look at it, so I have no clue, but that's my recommendation.
Okay,
You
thanks.
got decent legs, Mark.
Well, thanks. Yeah.
The PPA expanded to Asia now. We have a PPA Asia tour. Has that impacted your work at all? Because I know you work on American pros. What do you say?
So I don't think it's gonna impact my work that much because my players last year, I don't think none of them went to Asian tour last year, and I don't know how much they're gonna go to Asian country for those PPA Asia. Um, I'm pretty sure I don't think I'm gonna go with that because expense is gonna be like a lot more than what we need to pay in the United States. So to me, it's not going to impact my work. But I definitely want to go visit a couple of those PPA Asia and then to watch some of the players and then the environment and then the courts and other pickleball players, meet some more pickleball players in another country for sure.
Got it. Well, we're having APP tournament in Malaysia end of February, and right after that, the next week, they're going to be APP tournament in Japan, in Tsu City in Mie Prefecture. So there'll be a lot of pros
Yeah, I
there
think
as
I
well.
saw like what 3 tournaments in Japan this year for
Yes.
APP, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I hope I can go and it's one of those Japanese tournament for sure.
I'll be there for sure.
I'm sure you'll be there,
And I need
Mark.
treatment for sure.
We'll talk about the payment, so we'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Eric has a question for you about that later. But my turn is so is it difficult to be a trainer? I mean, is there other things that you could do that would be easier, and but you chose this route to be a trainer, physio? Uh, I mean, do you consider it like a difficult job?
I don't think it's a difficult job. There are so many different jobs in the world nowadays. It's a very different than like 20, 30 years ago. As we know, nowadays everybody talk about AI. So 20, 30 years ago, as we know, nowadays everybody talk about AI. So I don't know what kind of work I can do if I didn't work for like athletic training or physical therapy. But I always love to play sports and watching sports. And at the same time, I have played soccer, basketball, baseball, many different sports when I grew up. And I always got hurt, some injuries and stuff. So hurt and how I can get better about it. So that's always kind of like helped me think about what kind of job I want, what kind of work I want to do. That was in a center that I kind of work this kind of thing. And I have been to many acupuncture and then many like orthopedic doctors because of my injury or issues. So that's why when I had to choose my career or my field of my professional, definitely physical therapy or those kind of medical field was one of my first choice, and I've been doing about like almost like a 20 years, and I really enjoy it, and I don't think it's that hard if you like or you love your career or your profession.
Doing what you want to do, and it's a passion. So
Yes, very luckily, yeah.
I just wanted to add to that. If I could do it all over again, my own life, I'm in IT, but that's because my Chinese parents forced me to do it. I would have gone into sports medicine because I've always played basketball since I was 4 years old, by the way. And when I was getting injured, I was like, what's the best way to fix this? And sports medicine has always been like one of my dream jobs to do. So Yes, see, you're living my dream. I really love that.
Oh, thanks so much. But I'm sure I can make more money if I work for the IT right now.
That might be true. That might be true. What would you like to see in the future of PPA and medical attention, or how can the PPA improve on medical treatment of players or amateurs?
I think they have improved pretty well last couple of years. Um, I don't know what I can add up, but definitely there are tournaments getting bigger and then it's getting more popular. So I think they may end up expanding their medical team at the tournament, more likely. Now they have like full-time personnel for each tournament, so that's a big improvement to me. Somebody's going every tournament, most of tournament. So that's very like big improvement. Hopefully like they can build like a more medical department for the tournament, like a doctors and some other profession, like all work can work together. I know it's a lot of budget issue, but I think eventually when PPA and APP get like bigger and then have like bigger like tournaments, just like a tennis. Tennis is not like like 1 day or 2 day tournament. It's like a couple weeks or 2 weeks or something like that, right? So like when tournaments get like a longer period of time, they can have a bigger medical department to like support the players. I think that's eventually going to happen. I think that's what it is for the tennis right now. And then pickleball is like chasing that. Tennis like players like a salary and then the marketing and then whole things is just coming up slowly. So I think they will eventually catch up all those, I think.
You feel like you have all the facilities and machinery that you need to help your pros right now?
To me, I'm bringing as much as I can, but definitely if you have like a bigger budget that you can bring some more stuff or more profession that it can help the pros. 100%, yeah.
Their entourage, right? They have their head coach, they have their hitting coach, they have their physio trainer, they have their probably mental trainer as well, their whole group as well. So like, does all the top players have their own physio? What is the environment like there right now?
Definitely some of pros they hire their own like physio or some athletic trainer, and sometimes like for example, Yola hire their own athletic trainer for the Yola players. That kind of like different like supporting systems out there. So I think it's getting better every year, and then more players learning about it, so they will prepare as much as they can. And then to me right now, it's not that many, but I think eventually a lot of high level players, especially top 10, top five players, that will have their own those like many like sporting steps.
Well, I saw an Instagram post. Somebody said that Ben John's not going to play singles anymore. He has a lifetime contract with Yola. And I mean, basically, he could just play doubles and mixed doubles the rest of his career, and he'd still be the goat. I kind of disagree with that because if you don't play singles, it's like, well, how can you say you're number one? But then in tennis, obviously, singles is the premier sport, second tier, third tier. You think pickleball will be like that? And what is because it's just more fun to play doubles in pickleball, especially mixed doubles. It's the most popular category. How do you see the trend going for singles play in pickleball?
To me, like I never played tennis, so I have no clue for tennis, but I watch tennis. And most of the time, when I watch tennis on like Instagram or highlights or something, it's more like singles than doubles.
Hmm.
But when you watch pickleball, there are some highlights for singles, but there are a lot more doubles. And then there are players not even playing singles, but they are really good players. And sometimes they have to play singles for Major League Pickleball (MLP) because they have a dream breaker. I don't think it's going to change that much for especially Ben not playing singles anymore, and he can play doubles. And I don't know how much he's gonna win, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna be top five easily, uh, with like doubles. And sometimes it's kind of like smart to save your body.
Mm.
so you can play a longer period of time. Especially like I've been working with a lot of single players, it's a lot of stress on your body. So if you don't play singles, you can play doubles a lot better with like a saved energy and time. So it's preference, but I think it's not a bad idea. Drop the singles if you're not like really like want to play passionately. Uh, there are so many different reasons that players either drop single or get into single, but it's I think it's a player's preference or their whatever they want to do, and then I respect because there are a lot of good players never play singles, but they still have a lot of respect from the players and people.
Yeah, like a good example is Tyra Black. I mean, she beat Annalie Waters in singles, and then she decided not to play singles anymore, and she said she'll never play singles and just play doubles. And she's working on her doubles game. So I guess it's a career choice, and when you think about longevity, it's better to choose the way of less injury. I would think.
I think so, but and at the same time, I don't play singles for pickleball. I have no tennis background, and at the same time, I know if I play singles pretty hard, I'll get hurt, and I'm gonna be so sad that I cannot play pickleball because of injury. So when I play doubles, the chance of getting injury is going down dramatically. So I would choose double over singles. Each each choice for me, but I don't know about like professional players. But to me, that's a different like personality or their personal preference.
Okay, I got a spicy one for you.
We like
Is
controversy on Pickleball Bros podcast.
All right.
That's right. That's why I have this question. The question is the pay good, or is this more of a passion type job? For example, could you make more being a physio somewhere else?
To me, at this point, it's more my passion over money because when I worked for the Major League Soccer, I made better money than right now. But at the same time, I work a little less. I have a little more my free time that I can play pickleball and I do something else. Um, but at the same time, I'm working to certain players, and pickleball is not there yet to catch tennis for the physios and other supporting staff. So I think it will come eventually, but I don't want to rush it and I don't want to push the player to pay a lot of money for me because that's a lot of stress for the players. So to me, I make okay money and I'm okay with it. So that's why I'm gonna do like another year and I'm gonna enjoy this year and I will see like how this goes for the next year. So at this point, I have enough money to enjoy my life. So enough money to do whatever I want to do. So right now I'm okay with whatever I make it. But definitely I can find another job that I can make more money. But
Okay.
Let's hope the bet on pickleball will pay you off handsomely in less than 2 years.
we'll find out. But it is what it is.
Would you be interested in coming to Asia and being a physio trainer for like a pickleball academy? There are a few opening up now in Asia, and I have some contacts with these people, and they're looking for someone who has trained in the United States. Obviously, the level of sports medicine in the United States is just much higher than Asia. It's just a given. Am I correct?
I don't know, some portion, definitely Asian country like Oriental medicine has their own strengths. So they're like on and off. So and then European country they have their own strengths. So every country has their own strengths and system. So I don't know which country has better medical system or skills or anything else. So to me, it's all about like what you can do for players or somebody, and there are different skill set that you can offer. And luckily, I have two different license, and then I've been to school more than 8 years to get my degrees, and I have like almost 20 years experience with many different sports and many different settings. So I'm willing to try something different if I wanted to. And definitely, if you have any contact, I will take it. And then I want to have like discussion. What I can help them, and then there are just something that we can find that we can agree. So it's a growing, and there are so many different things. So I'm just trying to see what I love to do every moment. And right at the moment, the PPA and APP, that tour I go with my players, and then I enjoy working with those people.
It's much cheaper to travel in Asia and go to Asian countries. I'm talking about Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, these countries.
Yeah, but at the same time, their medical bill is a lot lower. So if they hire me, they have to pay a lot of money, but they can go somewhere else every day for 3 hours, and it might be cheaper. So I don't know.
When I traveled internationally and I had gotten sick, I was really worried about the medical bill. But I was in Thailand, for example, and I went to see a private doctor and an international doctor, and it cost me all but $30 to fix my stomach virus that was lasting for like 7 days. I thought it was serious. I was bleeding. And they gave me medicine. They took me in like less than 10 minutes, and it came out to like $30, including the medicine. So I don't know how they're gonna how you guys gonna compete with that level of service for the money.
Yeah, it's a different environment, and then different like living costs. So it's a different setting. So I don't know. It's a very, very different conversation you can have, basically.
In a lot of Asian countries, well, I know mainly about Japan, but Japan, we have insurance, and insurance pays for physio here. Is it the same in America?
In United States, there's a no government insurance. It's a personal insurance. And insurance covers some portion of their pay, and then the patient or clients pay their own copay portion. And it's a pretty decent amount of money. Depends on your premium or some your insurance level of insurance, but it's definitely different between.
Okay, yeah, because just to give you an example, in Japan, I used to get injured a lot when I played tennis, and like you pull a hamstring and it's black and blue, that kind of injury. So like you're
Yeah,
out for 2, 3 weeks or maybe longer. And I go to this sports medicine physio doctor,
Portugal.
and the insurance pays, but there's just so many people. I mean, it's hard to get an appointment. It's difficult. So the demand is very high here, and
In
there's not
Japan.
enough people in Japan to actually do it at this level. And that's the situation I feel here. Um,
Okay. So I
because
can
there's a lot
charge
of
a lot of
sports. There's,
money. I can charge a lot of money.
yeah, exactly, exactly. That's what I'm saying because the demand is really high.
Yeah, but I don't know what kind of medical license or anything to work in Japan as a foreigner. So that's why many different kind of question I have to ask,
Yeah, yeah.
because
So
I have no clue about like Vietnam or Singapore or Japan, the situation for medical personnel.
okay, well, come check it out. Come back, and then we'll go touring, and we'll
Okay, we'll
find
check it
out
out
for
and
you.
do some interviews. Yeah.
Yeah, because like the physio that I go to now is like right around the corner of my house, and every time I get injured, I go there, and he goes, "Oh, you got injured again." He says, "Okay, come back, in net or tomorrow or the next day." So a full week, I'll go, and because it's covered by insurance, it's really cheap. Um,
Okay.
and then I don't go until I get injured again. That's how it is. And he has the government uh, support. You know, I don't think it's very difficult because we have what we call judoka here, like judo setai, it's called.
Hmm.
I don't know if you have that in the States. So these guys are like practicing like how it's in the States. Like they didn't have to study 8 years to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sounds like a little different.
No, I don't have anything else. It was really insightful. I really liked um, hearing about the medical side of it because you don't hear it very often. They're very
Yeah.
critical, part of the tournament, and they keep the players going, and then we all get entertained from that. So I love hearing about it, and longevity is also important to me because I'm getting up there in age. So I'm gonna keep in contact with you, James, and see what else I can take from you.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. I always tell everybody the best way not to get injured is not run for the ball. And I think that's kind of true.
But if you can do that, you may not gonna play the way you want to play.
Yeah, of
I
course.
I never stop chasing ball, unfortunately.
Oh,
If I
okay.
see the ball, if there's like 1% I can get the ball, I will go for it. So
Yeah, okay.
luckily I don't have that many injuries, but that's how I play. So I don't know. But that's how I play.
Okay. All right. Great. Well, it's
I
great that
agree
you
with
have
James.
insight about your own play style, and then also how other people play as well. Because when I see like pro players play and they're doing resets and things like that, they just drill all the time. I can tell that all they do is drill, 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 and they don't play too many practice matches. They practice with their partner maybe. I think like Anna Lee will practice with her mom or with Ben Johns, but basically I don't see them out on the pickleball court like 5 6 hours like a lot of 5-0 players in the United States. You know what I'm talking about, right?
No, they don't. They don't typically practice that much. Especially high level player, top five, top 10 players. I think they do maybe 1 hour drill that they want to work on,
Yeah,
specific something, and then they play maybe 1.5 hours. So max is 3 hours. 2 hours is normally like
yeah.
what they do. And then it's not anything crazy. And then they play a little bit, but nothing like 4 6 hours. Because I used to play like maybe like 8 hours per day. And then when I talked to like Paris and then Hunter about it, and they're like, "Are you crazy?" Like, yeah, I was crazy about it. And I did like maybe 4 out 2 hours in the morning, like drilling, and then playing 2 hours, and then 2 hour drill later again. I play another 2 hours. So it's like 8 hours. And I felt like it was not enough to get better at that time. So and my body luckily took it okay without any crazy injury. But at the same time, I have worked out for myself a lot, like lifting and other stuff, mobility, and get massage like maybe like every other week or something like that. I have to take care of my body, or you will have some trouble.
So do you think like the way they play is very strategic? I mean, I'm talking about drilling and the amount of practice, and because their schedule is quite intense. There's a tournament almost every week. And I'm almost thinking, these people are traveling, they're tired, their body's tired, and how do they practice strategically? And then, well, you gave the answer just now, but I kind of see it. And we were talking about this, yeah, Eric, last time. They're probably not practicing as much as we do. And
No, they don't have to because they are their skill level is already there. It's like a very like expensive cars or like instrument. It's just they needed just a little tuning. We are like almost like the rock that we have to work a lot on it, and then we're gonna shape our body a little bit and a lot of other stuff. Even like to me, like I have to work almost like 45 minutes for like thinking sometimes because
huh?
you don't feel good about your thinking. You just keep thinking, and then another hour, an hour for like drop shots for an hour. But they don't have to do that. They only take like 5 10 minutes. They will be like, I'm ready, and then they just move on. They just work on whatever they want, and then whenever they don't have tournament, they need to have like a little rest. I think that's the thing. And then during the tournament, they have a lot of times to like warm up, play, and then get rest, and then warm up, play, get rest. So there's a lot of time they do some other warm up and like drilling. So
Can
that's
I ask you about nutrition? I mean, that's maybe not your expertise or your forte, but I assume they eat strategically too. I'm
it
really
depends on
curious
who
about
you're gonna
this.
ask. Some players, if you're younger players, they can eat anything and they'll be fine.
Yeah,
And some players, even younger, they still very eating or pick their food very carefully.
I thought so.
So it depends on like players like preference and then what they want to do. But I think more and more players get smarter about their consumption, food and consumption because it will help your body and performance eventually. So and then when you play a lot of pickleball, if you don't eat well or keep it up like nutrition, your body will keep it up sooner or later.
Mark,
Yeah, that-
I'll give you a tip.
yeah.
So Gabe Tardio, one of the best pros, right? The 18, 19-year-old,
The
he
pizza guy.
swears by a pizza pepperoni slice. So if you want some nutrition help, there you go.
Yeah, right. No, because I think I told you I mentioned that I had bariatric surgery 6 months ago, and I have a new body. It's a smaller stomach, and it's really convenient, and I really don't have to worry about what to eat so much now. So I'm like in that phase where I can eat junk food and still losing weight, but then like it's gonna catch up, I know. So I need to kind of tweak it to make it a little bit because like before I was like, oh, I gotta do vegan, I gotta do carnivore, I gotta do, just this, it was crazy, but now it's like, oh, a cookie, yeah, it's nice, you know, that's how it is now. But what do you think diet is? Do you think diet is really important for
To
an
me,
athlete?
like very important
Okay.
for performance at the same time as for healthier life. Um, and I have tried like vegan for maybe 2 weeks, and I couldn't find anything to eat at that time, like rice and salad and maybe potato and some other stuff, but it's not many things you can eat. And I was like, I feel so tired and slow all the time because I don't have any proteins, and I feel like I had some protein from my other nutrition like consumption, but my body was just feel like so low energy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I cannot do this. I gotta get some like meat and egg and milk and other stuff. And then I got like those energy back, but at the same time, all about like is like you're having like balance. You cannot have junk food every day and you want to feel like you're gonna be like 100%. That's not gonna work. It may work for a while, but eventually you will get some issues. So you have to have a balance between like protein, carbs, and fats and that stuff. And then to me, like eating the food the way you love to eat is always a good thing, but you have to watch out what you're eating. You know what I mean? Like I love to eat some spicy food, but I don't want to eat spicy food for every meal, something like that. And I want to eat healthier version of like a clear, like if you have sugar and then you have like a sugar from like a orange or some other fruits, I will take more chance to eat like more fruits to get those sugar, not like from the cookies or cakes or something else. But once in a while, I'm gonna go out and get those like really sugary things once in a while because I'm craving it, and so I just want to have once in a while, but I don't want to eat every day because I don't want to be get fat. I don't want to have a diabetes or any other trouble in my body. So it's just all about balance. And then as long as you have your balance and you like have like some plan for your body, I think it'd be okay.
Okay, Eric. So no more eating 10 banh mi's at a time.
I'm gonna be eating, baby, and I'm gonna eat whatever I want because that's why I play pickleball, so that way I can eat whatever I want. So it's too bad.
True. But as long as it's not anything like that food you feel like next morning when you wake up, like, oh, the body feels like eh. So that kind of food, I will do maybe like once a month. That's like, I want to do this just one day, and then I just get, and then after that, I will not to touch anything like that for a month. So that thing can happen, but I know Eric can eat a lot of food, and as long as his body can take it, I think that'll be fine.
What can I say? I have like a metabolism of a
Yeah,
16-year-old.
100%. And
Well, when I met Eric in the first time, he was really bulky. I mean, like, you know,
bigger?
everybody still thinks Eric's this real macho guy, big guy,
Oh, okay.
bulky guy, and he lost a lot of weight. So you don't know him when he was before.
Okay.
You don't know me when I was like,
A little bigger, huh?
160 kilos, but he's dropped a lot. He can still eat and not gain weight, so he's got a good body. And me
That's very
too. I got
impressive.
a good body too. Definitely. What is your take on alcohol?
Uh, I have no clue. I don't drink alcohol. I think the last time I drank it, maybe 20 years ago, maybe. I don't
Wow.
know.
Oh,
It's not
you don't do
it's
the
my,
chamiso, huh, in Korea.
no, no, no. To me, like, I have very weak, like, response for like alcohol. Like, my whole family has very weakness. So I never liked it, but I did it for socializing with my friends when I was in college, young, like 20s. But after like a couple of years later, I just couldn't find the reason to drink anymore. So I always just like, no, I'm not gonna drink it. I don't like it. I don't like even smell of it. But I can hang out with the people who drink alcohol, just having fun. But I don't have to drink it. So to me, like it's all preference.
Okay,
And
when you
then
come to Japan,
you're,
just a little bit of sake, okay?
oh, I will try smell it, and I'm not gonna get drunk. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I get drunk just smelling it. That's how weak my body is. It's crazy.
Okay, Eric, last words or comments.
Whatever you don't drink, I'll drink it, and whatever you don't eat, I'll eat it, James. Don't worry about
All
it.
right,
I
sounds
got you
good.
covered.
All right, sounds good. I will go with Eric.
Okay, that was great, James. Thank you for that insight and great information. So this is something that we've never heard before on the Pickleball Bros podcast. So we thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you so much for inviting me for your podcast. It's my first podcast. I don't know how I did it. I will find out sooner or later when you post this podcast. But it was a great pleasure to talk with you guys, and then definitely I cannot wait to play some more pickleball with you guys one day. I don't know where is it gonna be, but
Yeah, you're always welcome back to Japan.
all
We're
right,
here.
sounds good.
Okay, thanks so much,
All
guys.
right, sounds good. Have a good
Okay,
day,
so
and I will see you next time.
okay, Pickleball Bros out. Mark, Eric, and James. Thanks so much.
Thanks,
Sounds
James.
good.